Did she think he was a spy, trying to trap her? Did she perhaps wish only that he would let her get away? And at last he said, "Do you believe me?" "Yes, I believe you." "Do you think I might be a spy sent from the council?" "You're not, I can tell." "But how?" "Well, you spoke of your friend, the one who knew that Warren was a bad place. He's not the only rabbit like that. Sometimes I can tell those things too. Not so often now, for my heart is in the frost." "Then will you join me and persuade your friends as well? We need you. Ephrafa doesn't need you." And again she was silent. Bigwig could actually hear a worm crawling through the earth nearby, and faintly from down the tunnel came the sound of a small creature pattering through the green outside. He waited quietly, knowing that it was vital that he should not upset her. At last Heisenfle spoke again, so low in his ear that the words seemed barely more than the broken cadences of breathing. "We can't escape from Ephrafa. The danger is very great, but in that we can succeed. But it's beyond that I cannot see. Confusion and fear at nightfall, and then men of all things, and then a dog, and a rope that snaps like a dry branch. A rabbit! No, it's not possible. There's a rabbit riding in a redoodoo. Oh, I've become foolish. I'm telling tales for kittens on summer evenings. No, I cannot see as I did once. It's like the shape of trees behind a field of rain." "Well, you better come out of here and meet this friend of mine," said Bigwig. "He talks just like that, and I've come to trust him, so I trust you too. If you feel we're going to succeed, that's fine. But what I'm asking is whether you'll bring your friends to join us." And after another silence, Heisenfle said, "My courage, my spirit, it's so much less than it was. I'm really afraid to let you rely on me." "I can tell that. What is it that's worn you down? Weren't you the leader of the does who went before the council?" "Well, there was myself and Thethuthanang. I don't know what's happened to the other does who were with us. We were all in the right 4 mark back then. I still have the right 4 mark, but I have been marked again since. And Blackavar, you saw him?" "Yes, of course." "Well, he was in that mark too. He was our friend. He encouraged us. And only a night or two after the does went up to speak to the council was when he tried to run away, but he was caught. And you've seen what they did to him. And that was the same evening your friends arrived. And the next night they escaped. And after that the council sent for us does once more. The general said that no one else would have the chance to run away, and we were to be split up among the marks, no more than 2 of us in each mark. And I don't know why they left the Thuthanang and me together. Perhaps they didn't stop to think. Ephrafa's like that. The order was simply 2 to each mark. So as long as the order was carried out, it didn't particularly matter which 2. But now I'm frightened, and I feel that the council are always watching." "Yes, but I'm here now," said Bigwig. "The council are very cunning." "Well, they're going to need to be. We've got some rabbits who are far more cunning. Believe me. I've got Elarai Razausla, no less. But tell me, was Nelthilta with you when you went before the council?" "Oh, no. She was born here in the Nearhind Mark. She's got spirit, but she's too young and silly. It excites her to let everyone see she's a friend of rabbits who are rebels, but she doesn't realize that what she's doing, or what the council are really like. It's all kind of a game to her, to be cheeky with the officers and so on. One day she's going to go too far and get us into trouble again. She couldn't be trusted with a secret on any account." "Well, how many does in this mark would be ready to join our escape?" "Rare. There's a great deal of discontent. But Thleli, you can't tell them until a very short time before we run away. Not even just Nelthilta, but any of them. No one can keep a secret in a warren, and there are spies everywhere. You and I need to make the plan ourselves. Tell no one but Thethuthanang. She and I will get enough does to come with us when the time comes." Bigwig realized that he had stumbled, quite unexpectedly, upon what he needed most of all, a strong, sensible friend, who would think on her own account and help to bear his burden. "Well, I'll leave it to you to pick the does," he said. "I can make the chance to run, if you're going to have them ready to take it." "When?" "Well, at sunset would be best, and the sooner the better. Hazel and the others will meet us and fight any patrol that follows. But the main thing is that the bird is going to fight for us. Even Woundwort can't expect that." Heisenfle fell silent again, and Bigwig realized, with admiration, she was going over what he had said and searching for flaws. "But how many can the bird fight?" she said at last. "Can he drive them all away? This is going to be a big breakout, and make no mistake, Flately, the General himself will be after us, with the best rabbits he has. We can't run away forever. They won't lose track of us, and sooner or later they're going to catch up. I told you our rabbits were more cunning than the council. I don't think you'd really understand this part, however carefully I explained. But, I don't know, have you ever seen a river?" "What's a river?" "Well, there you go. I can't explain it, but I promise you, we won't have to run very far. We're actually going to disappear right before the Owl's eyes, if they're there to see it. I must say, I'm looking forward to that." She said nothing, and he added, "You must trust me, Heisenfle. Upon my life, we're going to vanish, and I'm not deceiving you." "Well, if you were wrong, those of us who die quickly would be the lucky ones. No one's going to die. My friends have prepared a trick that El-ahrairah himself would be proud of." "Well, if it is to be at sunset," she said, "it has to be tomorrow or the next night, because in 2 days the mark loses the evening Silflay. You know that." "Yes, I'd heard. Well, tomorrow then, but why wait longer? But there is one other thing. We're taking Blackavar." "Blackavar? How? He's guarded by council police." "I know. It adds a lot to the risk, but I've decided I can't leave him behind here. What I mean to do is this. Tomorrow evening, when the mark go out for Silflay, you and Thuthuthunang must keep the does near you, as many as you've got together, ready to run, and I shall meet the bird a little way out in the meadow, and tell him to attack the sentries as soon as he sees me get back into the hole. Then I'll come back and deal with Blackavar's guards myself. They certainly won't expect that. I'll have him out in a moment and join you. There'll be complete confusion, and in that confusion we'll run. The bird will attack anyone who tries to follow us. Remember, we go straight down to that great arch on the iron road, and my friends will be waiting there. You only need to follow me. I'll lead the way." "But Captain Campion will be on patrol." "Oh, I hope he is," said Bigwig. "I really, really do." "Blackavar might not run at once. He'll be as startled and confused as the guards." "I don't know, is it possible to warn him?" "No, his guards never leave him, and they take him out to Silflay alone." "How long will he have to live like that?" "Well, when he's been to every mark in turn, the council will execute him. We all feel sure of that." "Well, that settles it. I'm not leaving without him." "Flaley, you're brave, but are you cunning too? All of our lives will depend on you tomorrow." "Well, can you see anything wrong with the plan?" "I don't know, but I'm only a doe who's never left Ephrata. Suppose something unexpected happens." "Risk is risk. Don't you want to get out and come and live on the high downs with us? Think of it." "Oh, Flaley, will we be able to mate with whom we choose? To dig our own burrows and bear our litters alive?" "You shall, and you'll tell stories in the honeycomb and Silflay whenever you feel like it. It's a fine life up there, I promise you that." "I'll come." "What a stroke of luck that you should be in this mark," said Bigwig. "Before this talk with you tonight, I was at my wits' end, and wondering whatever I was going to do. I'll go back to the lower burrows now, Flaley. Some of the other rabbits are bound to wonder why you sent for me." "Well, it's not my mating time, you see. If we go now, we can say that you made a mistake and were disappointed. But don't forget to say that." "I won't. Yes, please go now, and have them ready at Silflay tomorrow evening. I'm not going to fail you." And when she had gone, Bigwig felt desperately tired and lonely. He tried to hold in his mind that his friends were not far away, and that he would see them again in less than a day. But he knew that all of Ephrata lay between himself and Hazel. His thoughts broke up into the dismal fancies of anxiety. He fell into a half-dream, in which Captain Campion turned into a seagull and flew screaming over the river, until he woke in a panic and dozed off again to see Captain Sherville driving Blackavar before him towards a shining wire hidden in the grass. And over all of this, as big as a horse in a field, aware of all that had passed from one end of the world to the other, brooded the gigantic figure of General Woundwort. At last, worn out with his worries, he passed into a deep sleep where even his fear could not follow, and he lay without sound or movement in the solitary burrow.